question is, with all this voter suppression that we see Republicans doing over and over again with the lies that they have to use to justify it, could it be that they are on the, how should we say this? They're on the path to defeat by their own doing? Check this out, and then we'll take it on the other side.
And yet Republicans saw fit to try to rewrite all the voting laws in America. Why? Because they know that they're going to lose if they keep going down this path. And if they don't suppress the vote, they have no chance.
So if they're in the middle of this sort of suppression idea, you've got a new poll coming out. 65% of Republicans think there was widespread voter fraud. They're convinced that, there's a scam. That's the only way Joe Biden got in. I've always kind of wondered if part of your messaging to your own base is the whole process is rigged. How the heck do you then translate that into people bothering to vote? Because, overall, if you keep telling me, hey, man, no matter how much you go to the gym, you're still going to be fat. I'm not going to the gym. I'm not going to Crunch Fitness anymore. When do you think Republicans, it's just not working for me. When do you think Republicans will get it in their head that debunking the system could have an impact on the margins for people actually turning out to vote for them?
I mean, you would think that after what happened in the Georgia special election, where railing against the fairness and the election integrity wasn't really a winner for them and cost them potentially those 2 seats, that they would learn the lesson. But again, this is the gospel of idiocy with the apostles of stupid following it. And keep repeating these same mistakes over and over and over again. And you're right. At the end of the day, when we come to election day in November 2022, if turnout in the Republican areas isn't what the pollsters think it should be, look back at this as the reason.
Last quick thing, Kurt, I got to ask you this. As you've seen some of these primaries come out, and sometimes far-right MAGA Republicans are losing to just mainstream terrorists supporting Republicans, they're saying, hey, look, I don't trust the election process. Do you think we could see splits down the line in the midterms that could lead to lower Republican turnout? Do you think hard-right MAGA people may say, hey, if my election-denying person isn't the candidate, I'm not going to vote? You think that's a possibility?
Oh, I think it absolutely is. Again, we've seen some of this happen already in previous elections. And this has been the great concern that Republican leaders like Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell privately have, that they're going to basically talk themselves out of a win by running these extremists, these out of touch with the mainstream Americans who want to do things that are just so far outside where most voters are and where common sense is, that there's just no way they're going to be able to cobble together the votes to win. It's going to cost them. And they're going to be people who may not want to vote for a Democrat, but they're not going to vote for these people either. And they're just going to not vote.
He had to practice that one. I'm sorry. That was too good. The Gospel of Idiocy with the Apostle of Stupid. He had to practice that. Anyhow, but that is true. If you don't think your vote matters, it's not going to affect those people who think their vote matters. It's going to affect those who think, well, we vote, it's not going to count anyway. As you try to suppress the other's vote, it just doesn't work. I mean, Georgia was a good example. We got Warnock and forgot his name out of it. So, let them keep doing what they're doing. But what we have to do is ensure that the people that we know support the progressive policies, which really in reality are most Americans, go out there and vote. Your vote matters, especially now. Go out there and vote your interests, not what somebody makes you believe is in your interests. Vote your interests. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number 1, subscribe to our channel. And number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.